Hello, hello, hello. Thank you, Pastor, for giving me this opportunity. May God continue to bless you in your ministry as you continue to give us the great word every Sunday. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. God bless all of you. So, about last week, I was tasked with this honor to present in front of all of you. And I was like, what? Me, Diola, to talk about love. Me, to talk about love. I'm not in love with anyone. I'm not married. So how am I supposed to talk about something so deep and profound? Then I realized I do know love. I've seen it with my parents. I've seen it with my grandparents. So I understand and I can get it. My grandparents have been a great representation of what love is, so I cannot wait to talk to you guys about the 5 love languages today. Before I talk about the love languages, I want to kind of give you my own definition of what love is. And also, before I continue, I tend to talk fast, so if I'm talking too fast, just say, Diola, slow down. Okay? Just put your hand up, slow down. It's okay. So my definition of love, and bear with me, this is kind of weird, but has anyone ever lost anyone? That pain only derives because of love. Think about that. If someone dies tomorrow, God forbid, if you don't know them, you're detached. You don't understand. You don't get it. You don't understand that person's pain. But am I allowed to move around? But because you love that person, you feel that pain because of that love. So that's my personal definition of love and how I see it. And actually one song that's always been stuck with me that I believe, I'm not sure if you guys know the song, I can't sing, but it goes, Ife B-A-G Owura, La Tagbalaye Le Dumare Totin Shewa, Ife Totoro Mini Mini. Come on, do you guys know it? Uh-huh. That's my definition of love. And that's something that's always stuck with me as a child growing up. So we're going to jump into the 5 love languages. And what's really cool about the love languages, as I learned throughout this week, I read this whole book, preparing for this whole sermon, getting ready for you guys. And what's cool about it is that I learned that we all have different love languages. And I didn't understand that. We're going to jump into the first slide here. And it's actually probably my favorite one because this is me. The first love language we're going to talk about is words of affirmation. How many of you like getting compliments? Huh? Yeah? How many of you like reading messages over and over and over because of what somebody said to you? That's me. You send me one text, I keep it forever. I can't help it. I read it thousands of times because it means so much to me. Words are so important to me. The first thing that I found a verse from Proverbs. It says, the tongue has the power of death, of life and death. Those who love it will eat its fruits. If words are important to you, these are things that, like if someone says you look beautiful, you'll think about that. You'll be having a pep in your step the whole day. You'll be excited about life that whole day. If someone says you look bad, will you not continue to think about that all day? Right. So those are words of affirmation. I kind of wanted to talk about it in the sense of not only in relationships and spouses, but also with children. Remember, your children are also learning their own love languages as they're beginning in age. Remember that when you're talking to them, you should be telling them you love them and all these different things because you don't know if words of affirmation is one of their love languages. So you tell your child you're a horrible child and they're crying for hours. You may tell this to Bob and to John. You say, I hate you, and he doesn't care. He just goes and play. So you know what I mean? So there's a difference between children and there's a difference between us as well as people. One thing I want to make sure you understand is verbal compliments, words of appreciation, and powerful communicators of love are very important to people who have words of affirmation as their love languages. Anything simple as an express word of like, I love you, you're beautiful, you're amazing. How many people have parents who cook really well? My mom cooks, I cannot tell you, if I can get her recipes for her at fall, it'd be over. But when you compliment her and I say, Mom, your food is amazing, the joy in her face, it lights up. Those are people who need words of affirmation, who need to know that they're being appreciated, and that's how they accept their love. That's the only way they can understand love. So for what I want to tell you guys, if you have a spouse whose love language is words of affirmation, one challenge that I want to give you is write them a love letter. I promise you they'll keep it for years. They'll have it, 10 years from now, they'll be like, ah, baby, look at what you wrote me 10 years ago. That's exactly who those type of people are. Even set a goal to compliment them once a week. Just say something nice. It'll make their day. And then also, I wanted to give a challenge for you guys to do for this week. Just genuinely tell a coworker or anyone you know that something nice. You look good. You're doing a great job, just to make their day. The next love language we're going to jump into. Engineering? Is quality time. So how many people need quality time to feel loved? You need to be with your significant other. You need to be with your friends. You need to be with someone. And when I say quality time, I don't mean sitting in front of the TV with your spouse or your friend next to you, and they're talking to you, and you're like, yeah, oh, yeah, she did that to you at work? Oh, look at the game. That's not quality time. Quality time is actively listening and understanding what your spouse is telling you. All they want is for you to hear them and to listen to them and give them that time of day. That's all they want. You know, you're sitting there in front of the TV, turn it off for 5 minutes and let them talk to you about their day. Just let them go. Let them talk. That's all they need to feel loved and to feel appreciated. They also want quality activities, things like going away for a vacation for a day or two. That's the way they feel loved. They don't want gifts. They don't want your money. They just want your time. They want you to talk to them genuinely and actively as if you care. One thing I do want to say as well, with quality time, great tips for people who don't get it about how to give quality time. Maintain eye contact. Look at them in their face. Listen to them. Understand what they're trying to say. It might not make sense to you, but pretend to care, you know? And one thing, a challenge I can say, take a walk with your spouse. Ask them about things that they've done. You know, give them the time to talk to you. As well as ask your spouse for a list of activities that you probably hate. So for example, I like romance comedies. I don't know if anybody here likes, I like romance comedies. You can be with someone who doesn't like that. Just go enjoy the romance comedy. Pretend to laugh. It's okay, it's fine. Just have fun with them. And the challenge I'm giving you guys for this one is create dinner plans with your spouse, your child, or whoever, and take them out and just listen. Talk to them and listen. So are you guys still with me? Okay. I'm not talking too fast, right? Okay, good. Love language number 3. Let's jump into that slide. Receiving gifts. Who likes gifts? Look at everybody. So me personally, I'm a shoe person, if you guys, size 10, if you guys ever want to give me something. But no, seriously, there are people whose love language is only to receive gifts. And when I say, sorry, thank you. To receive gifts. And when I say gifts, I don't mean only monetary value. I can possibly mean also in the fact of self. So let me talk about the monetary stuff first. Some people enjoy gifts in the sense, I want you to buy me something. And when I say buy me something, I'm not saying go out and get diamond necklaces, diamond rings. Sometimes it's just candy. Sometimes it's just flowers. Sometimes it's something so simple, that's all they need. Put it on their bed. Put it next to let them come into a surprise. It doesn't have to be the biggest extravagant gifts. I mean, if you're rich, fine, get them a Bentley. But if you're not, get them something simple that shows you've thought about them. That's the whole point about the receiving gifts love languages. That love language specifically for that person, they feel like this person has thought about me today. That's the reason I'm receiving this gift. So the reason this is important, I know for some people you're thinking, I can't fathom just spending money every week for that person. But think of that money you're spending on that spouse or that child as an investment on that relationship, as something that you're building for the rest of your life. You want to stay with that person, it's something important to them, so continue to do it for them. Another gift for that example is self. People who receive gifts also want a gift of self. Sometimes they just want you. They don't want anything else, they just want you. They want your physical presence at an event. If you play sports, they just want you there. For example, who might have a son in here? Anyone have a son? Do they complain about you coming to their basketball games? That's them receiving, that's the gift of self that they're looking for. It's very important to those kids, and it's very important to them. As I'm talking through these love languages, think about your family members. Think about the people. Each love language, yes, we may all have different aspects of them, but one specific one hits home to each person. So think about these as I continue talking through all of them. The challenge for this one is I want you to offer a gift to someone special to you. And again, it does not have to be big. Surprise your wife. Put flowers on the bed. Put a note next to the fridge when she's opening it. Make dinner or something. Do something. Do something for them that they can receive as a gift. So my next love language is number 4, acts of service. How many women wish their husbands would start dinner? Don't have to lie, it's fine. You come home, you had a long day of work, and the meat is still in the sink. Oh, thank you. Okay, the meat is still in the sink. Acts of service is just for you to give them that opportunity to do something for them. You know, maybe your husband wants you to take out the garbage one day because he's had a long day of work. Give that act of service. Sorry, I have a few more minutes here. So make a list of things that, requests that your spouse may want to pass the weeks, as well as give the children you help act of service with them. So maybe go out with them and do things in that regard. The challenge I have for you with this one is wash the dishes, start dinner, take the garbage out. That's an act of service. And then my last love language is physical touch. How many people just want to be hugged? Just want to be hugged. I have kids in here who will run to someone they don't know and hug them. Is that not right? That's a child whose love language is physical touch. That same child you slap, if you're angry with them, is the same child that will be devastated for the rest of the week versus the child you'll hit and will be playing basketball the next hour. Think about these love languages. Think about the way that they affect each individual. If your spouse is like, I want to kiss, kiss them, because that's the only way they feel appreciated and they feel loved by their other individual. If you have a friend that just wants to be held, hugged, because they're going through something, that's their specific love language. My challenge for this love language is hug someone you care for meaningfully. Give them a hand. Just hold someone. Like I said, I went through these 5 love languages, and they're very important. Very different aspects of each individual. Like I said, I'm words of affirmation. If I get off the stage and you guys say I did a great job, I'm probably going to go home and tell my mom 1,000 times, I did a great job today. You should have heard the church. That's me. However, there's different love languages, and what I tell you guys to take the time to learn your spouse's, your children's love language. It's so important. It's the only way relationships will last. It is the only way you will raise your children the correct way. They are looking at you as examples, right? You are the example, and if you're condemning their love language, if you're slapping them when their physical touch, they're only feeling hatred. If you're not giving them acts of service, going to their games, they don't feel loved. So do you understand where I'm coming from? Okay, so those are my love languages. That's all I have for you. But the last thing before I leave, I want you to remember, love is so important. And I don't mean love in love with someone, just love other people. My grandmother would always say before she passed away, Diola, 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 and Milo 3 times, Grandma. 3 times. And she's like, Diola, ma fera, love people. Just love them. The way you want to be loved the same. So I plead to you, go out. It's Valentine's Day. Love every individual you see and enjoy. God bless.